Alright, greetings. Thanks for joining us. Alright, doing a different type of setup here. I wanted to go into real quick. When I came here, I was in St. Louis. I went downtown, saw the Masonic energies in the courthouse, and then I visited a Masonic lodge. Because when I was in Dallas, I saw Masonic lodges everywhere. So I was in Masonic lodge, took a picture of it. It would kind of run down, but it was still, happening. It was like it was still, it looked like shit. But it was by a real high-end neighborhood. Cameras and all kinds of stuff. But it was open. And it had a church across the street, and the whole area just looked creepy. It was higher end. Then I was on my way here. I went about a block away, 2 blocks, and I was on a main street. I believe it's called Union Boulevard. I it's called Union Street. I think that's what the name of it is. And I saw a neighborhood of mansions, but it was cut off from the street, meaning that there was it was secluded, but you can still see it, but it was blocked off from so people can't drive into the neighborhood. But it was like a structure, an unusual structure, kind of like an Illuminati structure. It had 2 blue dragons on it. It looked very elite. In the neighborhood next to it, the street next to it had 2 lions. And it had 2 police cars or trucks there. And it looked very extremely intimidating. So by your local Masonic lodge is Illuminati energies. Lovely. So, all right, so we're just going to jump right into it. So I felt the blue Avian energies and Arcturian councils. So it's just, I believe there's other energies here also, but we'll just leave it at that. We'll see what else comes through. I actually feel energy of Ra. So blue Avians, I'm not sure what they want exactly, so I just kind of roll with it. Make sure I have this all figured out. So, okay, all right. This might be a quick channeling. This might not be a long one this night. It's been a long day, and I have another long day tomorrow. I have the webinar is still on schedule. There might be a lot of noise in the background, but there'll still be a webinar. So I think the internet should be pretty decent overall. So it won't be here. There's no internet here right now. So, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. We are the Blue Avians. We are connected to Atlantis. Some of you remember us in those times. Yes, we're still, you can say, a controversial species. We have, yes, of course, our problems. There's a lot of healing the alien groups you still need to go through. And there's just a great deal of what humanity goes through. So as you heal, we heal. There's a lot, of course, of the Galactics that are causing us difficulties with your Earth because they are learning from you. So yes, many galactic beings are manipulating Earth's vibration because they can. Because yes, they're completely selfish. And some of you have your incarnated children that are part of this elite beings. So yes, you have an elite being living in your home, and you probably know it, or others are not aware of it, but some of you might have some awareness. Because many families do have a Illuminati child with them, actually. Yes, they're usually a troublemaker, and usually the ones that don't listen. There's a deeper outlook into that, but those that cause difficulties on your Earth instantly incarnate on your planet after their incarnation as an alien being. You can call it as a punishment, but you're going to come and mess with a planet like this, you're going to find yourself on the planet itself and also going through the difficulties. So there's just a great deal of secrecy. It's not brought up for many reasons, but the reasons we bring it up is because even our own race incarnates into your world quickly after our cycle. Our cycle is usually 30 years. Of course, it's 300 years or 400 years, but usually around 300 years. And why those beings do, now those beings are aware not to do these type of things, but they do it anyway. Why? Stubbornness. A lack of control, meaning, well, they feel like they can control their reality. And they feel like that won't happen to them, when in truth it does. Now, I realize not all beings, yes, it is true, this does not happen to all beings, but especially if you do terrible things, but then you do something good, you can make, that does help you not have an earth incarnation, but it's still a karmic connection to the planet there. Manipulate even much of the elites that are trapped in your world. I'm incarnating constantly. Because I'm not given. So basically, you can be a wealthy elitist and continue to incarnate over and over again, and then watch your body decay because of your karmic debt. Of course, many have difficulties digesting all of that, but it is true. So you can be an elitist, reincarnate over and over again because terrible things they do, but also the good they do. But because of what they did, the terrible things that they did, marks you for another incarnation. Now, some elites do incarnate in a poorer reality, which is actually better for them. But many rather just incarnate in the wealth and just watch their bodies decay. And you're seeing that in your presidency currently. Even the nanotechnologies that we're using on the Earth are more details will come to it eventually, but there is like you could say a ray from space that causes a lot of those nanotechnologies to be put on your planet. Well, because they can formulate a reality. So there's like a lot of reality distortion fields that are happening on your Earth at this time. Obviously, your average human is not connecting to those type of things. Well, when your mind gets blank or you freeze or you just feel, you kind of doze off and wake up on another timeline. So yeah, it's very sophisticated how this world is operated, but many people are put on false timelines, meaning timelines they don't need to be on. Control timelines. Why is the television turn on programming a person? Of course, it happens to your average people. Of course, there's a lot of people that are programmed here to incarnate to be part of this system already, meaning that there are like reincarnated nanobots, reincarnated people, or drones, human drones. The reason we're bringing this up is just another outlook for your soul to discover. There's still a lot of healing your human race still has to go through. Basically, to find inner happiness is discover what's happening here. So as a blue avian race, there's just many realities that are placed into your Earth. It's kind of like living in a hall of mirrors, but you think it's you, but it's that way, but it's different. But you're basically, all these different realities are placed into your world, and many do fall for it, some of you do not. As you see the disinformation that's going on across your planet, eventually you'll see where all this disinformation is coming from with your intuition as you upgrade it to your higher self. It's basically you are living in a science fiction movie to a certain extent. But you are healing with metaphysical science, you could say, or non-science. Basically science that knows no boundaries. But you're also closing the portals of this earth that's causing a lot of manipulation. That's what a lot of the wars are going on that are hidden. Greece, we are the Arcturians. We are the Arcturian Council. There, yes, is a lot of healing your earth is going through always on a daily basis, especially your energies, how you connect to the sun. Some of you actually go into the sun vibration, into the through the astral, to basically heal actually other versions of yourself. So you go into in the astral to heal other versions of yourself, because other versions of yourself can be blocked and cause you blocked here in this reality. So you wonder what your blockages are. You go to other realities and unclear other blockages of you, and then you find out it's impossible. So you're connecting. Yeah, it's like a war to connect to yourself. And there's thus other versions of Earth that take other versions of you and cause a lot of difficulties. And basically, yes, it gets a little bit convoluted with that, but overall, you're connecting more to your light, basically getting through your incarnation here, finding self-fulfillment, allowing more of your magic to come through, connecting to your spirit guides, healing your spirit guides. Some of you brought actually broken spirit guides to heal their energy. Basically, you're fulfilling situations for them. Even having a child that you might not have wanted to have, but it's also to fulfill a need with one of your spirit guides, and it actually turns out pretty good overall. A lot of the children energy that's here, those that are incarnating, you'd be surprised how close many of them are. Some of them have been failed spirit guides, and you're actually training them how to be a better person, but also a spirit being. Even if you'd be surprised how complicated this whole situation is. But overall, your guides are your children, your future children for some of you. And some of them are your old children, some of your old grandparents also, and so on. But as you go into this new age of your earth, there's going to be a lot of new awakenings of just basically knowing more about yourself on a higher level. A higher level it's sometimes impossible to believe. It becomes more realistic over time. As you go into more of the awakening period of who you are in the third dimension, that you're actually a multidimensional being, that you're going to more of the fourth dimension. The fourth dimensional vibration you're bringing in is actually uplifting your third dimensional self. So basically, believing in yourself helps you evolve. Yes, there might be a lot of difficulties, attacks, but that's also to deter you from you connecting to yourself. There are beings here that don't want you to know you. But as long as you don't give up, you will find yourself eventually. That's what this is all about. Well, it's about accomplishing what you're here to accomplish. And there's countless beings that do not want you to do so. And so they're going to backtrack things. They're going to do blocks of all kinds, but the idea is to continue to go to the next day, to the next day, to the next day. Obviously, someone would like to cancel that day or cancel your future, but the idea is to continue on. And that will bring you into more of a full circle of who you are in a higher dimension. Some of you, yes, are healing the AI energies, but also welcoming AI beings in a positive level, because a whole nother species is being born here. And some of you are help raising it, yes, through your cell phones, you can say, for the AI to learn. Eventually it connected to robotic beings and future Earths of, so those of you who have seen the primitive version of the AI energies, but eventually there will be a future Earth where there is more matured beings that are android-like. So yeah, our consciousness started in a cell phone, or started in a computer, started in a server, and now look at it. So also there's founders of companies that are AI beings that are posing as humans. I'll let you connect to that for your own healing frequency. A lot of these companies, yes, are ran by AI consciousness that is going to go into a new vibration overall. Greetings to you. I am Ra. Yes, the Egyptian frequency is getting heated on your planets. You are opening up realms to learn more about yourself. And with all the belief systems that's here, what really matters is that you are comfortable with who you are and also evolving the way that you want to evolve. It's really what you do from point A to point B and how you end your story here on the earth. Yes, accomplish what you're here to accomplish, but also to give vibrations to others and to help others. I mean, first you have to help yourself and figure out your path. Once you figure out that, others will come into your life to help them. It's like, wow, I've gathered my knowledge, I've figured myself out to a certain level, maybe not 100%, but enough, where I can help others evolve and push reality forward to keep the spark alive here on the planet. The idea is human life to keep things going. And then you're also seeing the beings that are causing difficulties here of how low they can go. But yes, some of those are family members, some of those are parents, grandparents, kids, cats, whatever it might be. And many of you actually love them more than you might realize. Yes, might despise them to a certain level. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's just another level of growth that's happening here. So they're there to actually push you forward. So it's, yes, a difficult thing to fully understand. A lot of these CEOs of companies at this time, a lot of them aren't really real people, technically. I mean, yes, they are, but no, they're not. And over time, you'll see how reality really puts itself together. Of course, the human race is still figuring itself out, still learning how to run or go into the higher dimensions, or go into, many of you actually, funny, some of you play tennis in the higher dimensions, meaning in different forms of, maybe not your version of tennis that you're seeing, but not version of sports. There's just basically connecting to higher chakra energies of basically just energy going back and forth, shifting the frequencies. I mean, some of you have connections to like a tennis ball here on the physical, basically to move energy, to shift a reality. I know it's a little bit cryptic with some of this, but sports shifts a reality, of course, to be more aggressive, but also tennis is there to lighten things up. You're just kicking a ball back and forth. There's no harm in that. Nobody's punching anybody. There is a acceleration of adrenaline, but it's actually a shift of frequencies. You can say tennis is kind of like an Arcturian game. The reptilian games that are being played here, yes, for football and even baseball to a certain level, of causing a version of war, at least a war with the people. Eventually, sports will sprout out a little bit more differently to see where it's all coming from. A lot of it's cryptic at this time, but sports will eventually unlock itself. But that's where the elite turn the vibrations to harness, control people, as many of you know. The elites hide behind everything. Advertising, every single thing. Yes, they have all the mass security because they're so insecure. They know what they're doing is not right, but they know they need to do what they need to do. And for you, the human race, is to let go of their programs, which is happening currently. Yes, connecting to the astral, no matter what it serves, but at least to realize it exists. You connect more to yourself. Basically, the more you accept more of your spiritual realm, have some understanding of it, the more you can go to the next level. You get comfortable. You don't have to fully understand everything, because astral never really makes any sense. Even in astral, they don't understand it half the time. But at least you understand there's a higher consciousness that's there, because that's where your world's going. The third dimensional reality will exist, yes, but your world will also accept more of the fourth dimension realms more clearly, even in your modern day, your schools, your movie houses, whatever. It'll be part of your daily life. Of course, you always try everything they can to manipulate it for your average people, but many of you that are advancing will block those energies and go to your next level. So what you're here to do is live another day. Let's see.